It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You wake up again. Sighs, the stream is weak. And when you finish, your bladder still feels full. For men over 50, this is all too familiar. It's called an enlarged prostate or BPH. And more than half of men your age live with it. It's not just the lost sleep. It's the worry about road trips, long meetings, or even a quiet dinner out. Concerned, and the fear that things will only get worse. But here's the good news. What you eat each day, yes, even the fruits you choose, can make a real difference. Some fruits quietly make urinary symptoms worse. Others may calm your prostate, reduce inflammation, and even help you sleep through the night. So, here's my promise. In the next 60 seconds, I'll show you which fruits may be triggering your bladder and one fruit that could help you rest better this very week. We'll count down the 4 worst fruits to cut back and the 4 best fruits to eat daily. At the end, I'll give you a simple 7-day checklist you can print and stick on your fridge. One quick note, this video is for education only. It is not medical advice. If you have blood in your urine, fever, or severe pain, please see your doctor right away. Now, let's begin with the countdown of the 4 worst fruits. To fix the flow, we have to look inside. Your prostate is a walnut-sized gland that sits right at the exit of your bladder, surrounding the urethra, the straw-like tube that carries urine out of your body. Curious, when you are over 60, that walnut has often grown into the size of a lemon. It is physically squeezing the straw. But here is what most men don't realize. The prostate is an incredibly metabolic organ. It is highly sensitive to insulin, inflammation, and fluid pressure. Thoughtful, when you eat these 4 fruits, you aren't just eating sugar, you are sending a chemical signal to your prostate to swell even further. Fruit number 4, canned peaches and the heavy syrup trap. I often see patients like Harold, a 69-year-old who came to me complaining that his flow was getting weaker every month. Harold ate canned peaches every single morning. He told me, "Dr. Anya, it's soft, it's fruit, it must be healthy." The problem isn't the peach, it's the heavy syrup. When fruit sits in that concentrated sugar bath, it loses its fiber and absorbs pure sucrose. When you eat it, your pancreas releases a massive surge of insulin. In men over 60, high insulin levels trigger a hormone called IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor. Clinical studies have shown that IGF-1 acts like high-octane fuel for prostate cells. It signals the tissue to divide and expand. By eating syrupy fruit, Harold was literally fertilizing his prostate growth every morning. If you want to stop the squeeze on your urethra, you must eliminate the syrup. If you can't find fresh, look for packed in water or no sugar added frozen options to avoid the insulin spike. Fruit number 3, grapes, raisins, and bladder irritation grapes are nature's candy, but for a man over 60, they're a hidden danger. They are packed with fructose, a type of sugar that can be very inflammatory for the urinary tract. Even worse are raisins. Because the water is removed, the sugar is 5 times more concentrated. When you snack on a box of raisins while watching the evening news, you are flooding your system with concentrated sugar that irritates the detrusor muscle, the muscle in your bladder wall that is responsible for squeezing urine out. When the detrusor muscle gets irritated by high blood sugar, it becomes twitchy or overactive. This is why you feel that sudden, desperate urge to go to the bathroom even when your bladder is only half full. It's not just about the prostate, it's about a bladder that is being poked by sugar. If you need a snack, swap the raisins for a handful of walnuts or raw pumpkin seeds, which actually support prostate health. Fruit number 2, watermelon, the diuretic and osmotic disaster. This is the most controversial one in my clinic. Watermelon contains lycopene, which we know is a prostate shield. However, for men over 60, the timing and volume of watermelon are critical. I remember a patient named Arthur. He followed a healthy diet and had a large slice of watermelon every night as a 7 p.m. snack. Arthur was waking up 5 times a night. Watermelon is 92% water, but it also has an osmotic effect. Because of its sugar content, it pulls even more fluid into the kidneys and moves it into the bladder rapidly. If your prostate is already narrow, your bladder has to work twice as hard to push that extra volume through a clogged pipe. By eating watermelon in the evening, Arthur was guaranteeing a night of broken sleep and bladder strain. My clinical rule for watermelon? Eat it before 2 p.m. and limit it to 1 cup. You want that hydration during the day, not when you are trying to reach deep, restorative sleep. Fruit number 1, fruit juices, the fiberless sugar bomb. The absolute number 1 enemy for an enlarged prostate is fruit juice, even the expensive, 100% organic kind. When you juice an orange or an apple, you are performing a biological surgery on the fruit. You are removing the fiber. Fiber is the essential brake that prevents sugar from hitting your liver and prostate all at once. Without it, the juice causes a massive, immediate spike in blood glucose. This sugar rush creates systemic inflammation. Clinical research shows that chronic inflammation causes the prostate gland to hold onto fluid and swell, a process called prostatic edema. I told my patient George to stop his morning glass of orange juice and eat 1 whole orange instead. The result? Within 2 weeks, his urgency levels dropped significantly. He was getting the vitamin C and the antioxidants, but the fiber in the whole fruit was protecting his prostate from the inflammatory sugar rush. Now that we have removed the aggressors, we need to talk about the Prostate Shields, the 4 specific fruits that can actually calm the inflammation and help you sleep through the night. Now that we have removed the biological triggers that inflame your prostate and irritate your bladder, we must build your defense. As a doctor, I look for foods that contain bioactive compounds, natural chemicals that physically interfere with the swelling process and protect your DNA. Thoughtful, if you're over 60, these 4 Prostate Shields are not just snacks. They are clinical tools to help you reclaim your nights and your confidence. Shield number 4, tomatoes, the Lycopene miracle. Excited, technically a fruit, the tomato is perhaps the most powerful ally a man has against an enlarged prostate. The secret weapon here is lycopene. Lycopene is a potent antioxidant that gives tomatoes their red color, but inside your body, it acts as a biological shield for your prostate cells. Clinical research has shown that high levels of lycopene can actually slow down the growth of prostate tissue and reduce the concentration of PSA, prostate-specific antigen, in the blood. But here is the doctor's secret you won't hear in a grocery store. Raw tomatoes are not enough. Lycopene is locked inside the cell walls of the tomato. To absorb it, you must use heat. I tell my patients to focus on cooked tomato products, tomato sauce, tomato paste, or homemade stews. When you heat the tomato, you break those walls and make the lycopene bioavailable. I remember a patient named Richard who started adding just half a cup of cooked tomato sauce to his meals 3 times a week. Within months, his follow-up exams showed a calmer, less inflamed prostate. Shield number 3, citrus fruits, the vitamin C defense. Oranges, lemons, and grapefruits are packed with vitamin C and flavonoids. After 60, your prostate tissue suffers from something we call oxidative stress. Think of it as cellular rust that causes inflammation and swelling. Vitamin C is the ultimate anti-rust agent. By eating a whole orange, not the juice, you are flooding your system with antioxidants that stabilize the prostate environment. However, I have a critical clinical warning for my patients over 60, the grapefruit caution. Grapefruit contains compounds that can dangerously interfere with common medications for high blood pressure, cholesterol, statins, and even some heart medications. If you are taking these, please skip the grapefruit and stick to oranges or lemons. A simple squeeze of fresh lemon in your water throughout the day is a safe, powerful way to provide your prostate with constant antioxidant support without the sugar spikes of juice. Shield number 2, berries, the anthocyanin armor. Blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries are the special forces of the fruit world. Their dark pigments are caused by anthocyanins. These are unique phytonutrients that have been clinically proven to shut down inflammatory pathways in the pelvic region. For men over 60, berries are the perfect fruit because they have a very low glycemic load. Unlike the grapes or raisins we discussed earlier, berries do not cause a massive insulin spike. This means you get the sweetness and the protection without triggering the IGF, one hormone that makes your prostate grow. I treated a patient named Bill who was a sugar seeker. He struggled to give up his evening snacks. We swapped his raisins for a cup of frozen blueberries mixed into plain Greek yogurt. Not only did he stop the sugar spikes that were irritating his bladder, but the anti-inflammatory power of the berries helped him reduce his midnight bathroom trips from 4 times a night down to just 1. Shield number 1, pomegranate, the PSA stabilizer. If there is a super shield for the prostate, it is the pomegranate. This fruit is loaded with polyphenol, specifically punicalagins, which are found almost nowhere else in nature. Clinical studies have suggested that pomegranate components can physically inhibit the movement of inflammatory cells toward the prostate and may even help stabilize PSA levels. It acts as a natural calming agent for the entire urinary system. You can eat the fresh seeds called arils, which provide excellent fiber, or you can drink 100% pure pomegranate juice. But be careful, because the juice is potent. You only need 4 to 6 ounces a day. Think of it as a liquid prescription. If you find the taste too strong, dilute it with plain water. It's an easy, delicious way to protect your prostate for the long run. Now that you know your enemies and your shields, we need to put this into a plan you can actually follow starting tonight. Knowing the science is one thing, but applying it to your life is where the healing happens. As your doctor, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Reassuring, we are going to use a system of microswaps. You aren't going on a restrictive diet, you are simply choosing a different fuel for your prostate. To make this effortless, I have created a 7-day prostate recovery checklist. This is your daily mission to calm the inflammation and unclog the pipe. Encouraging, here is exactly what your typical recovery day should look like. The morning ritual. Instead of a sugar-laden glass of orange juice, start with a large glass of room temperature water with the juice of half a fresh lemon. This hydrates your system and provides vitamin C without the insulin spike. Pair it with oatmeal topped with a full cup of blueberries and a few walnuts. The anti-inflammatory lunch. Add at least half a cup of cooked tomato sauce or paste to your meal. Whether it's over whole grain pasta, integrated into a lentil soup, or as a base for grilled salmon, that lycopene needs to be part of your midday prescription. The power snack. If you feel a mid-afternoon slump, skip the raisins or the grapes. Reach for half a cup of pomegranate seeds stirred into plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. This provides the polyphenol your prostate needs and the protein to keep your blood sugar stable. The evening rule. This is the most important clinical rule for men over 60. Stop all fluid intake and fruit consumption at least 3 hours before you plan to sleep. If you have a slice of watermelon or a glass of water at 8 p.m., you're inviting a 2 a.m. wake-up call. I want you to print this checklist and stick it on your refrigerator. Every time you check off a box, you are taking a physical step towards sleeping through the night and reclaiming your freedom. Gentlemen, an enlarged prostate is a reality of aging, but the suffering that comes with it is optional. You do not have to accept the furniture walking at night, the weak stream, or the constant anxiety about where the nearest bathroom is. Reassuring, your best years are not behind you, they are ahead of you, but only if you provide your body with the biological respect it deserves. I want to help you get started right now. If you are ready to reclaim your sleep and your dignity, I want you to make your vitality pledge in the comments below. Type the words, "I am sleeping through the night." This isn't just a comment, it's a commitment to your health. Curious? Also, tell me, which of the danger fruits is the hardest for you to give up? Is it the morning juice, the evening watermelon, or those sweet raisins? I read every single comment, and I will be personally replying to the first few of you with specific tips on how to make your swaps easier. And if you want my full 7-day printable prostate guide, just type the word checklist in the comments, and I will make sure you get the link to download it immediately. But listen closely, tomorrow, we are taking this a step further. While fruit is powerful, what you drink can be even more transformative. Tomorrow, I am revealing the 5 prostate super drinks that act like a natural flushing system for your bladder. One of them is a specific herbal tea that can actually help relax the muscles around your prostate within 30 minutes of drinking it. I can only share that masterclass with my subscribers first. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button and tapped the bell icon yet, do it right now. I am Dr. Anya. You have the power to stay strong, stay confident, and stay independent. I will see you in tomorrow's video.